Welcome to Rahom Kids. This channel is full of fun and colorful cartoons for kids. There are so many wonderful stories and exciting things to discover. And as you watch, you can sing along to the happy songs and learn fun facts about everything you see. It's a magical world full of toys and balloons and bugs and music. Join our happy family of learners and let the magic begin. We hope that you enjoy watching our videos as much as we enjoy making them for you. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn and have fun with us. Welcome to our channel.
A slow cinematic aerial shot of ancient Medina, soft golden lighting, peaceful atmosphere, people walking in traditional Arabic clothes. A narrator's voice is heard softly introducing a historical Islamic story. A calm scene showing a young Arab woman in early Islamic attire helping her elderly father Abu Bakr prepare for a journey. She tears her belt nightag in half and ties bags of food. Her woman Asma opens the door, looking surprised and hesitant. The older woman holds a small gift box. Scene shows Asma walking quickly through the old streets of Medina toward the mosque. She enters respectfully and speaks to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who sits with companions. Calm, respectful atmosphere, spiritual animation. Glowing Arabic calligraphy appears in the sky with gentle golden light. The verse from Surah Al-Mumtahina 68 fades in beautifully, with soft background humming. Warm home interior. Asma smiles and welcomes her mother in. They sit together on a mat, drinking something, with loving expressions. Asma accepts a small gift and holds her mother's hand. A reflective, peaceful scene. Asma looking out at the sky from her home, soft wind blowing her scarf, thinking deeply. A quote appears over the scene. This is what Islam taught me. Mercy, not harshness.
The neighbors right, Sammy and Yasser were classmates who lived on the same street. Every day, they walked to school together. They were inseparable, sharing laughs, books, and even sandwiches sometimes. One day, Sammy waited for his friend Yasser at his door, like he always did, but Yasser didn't come out. Sammy thought maybe he was just late, so he went to school alone. The next day, the same thing happened. Yasser didn't come to school again. Sammy grew worried. 2 days had passed, and he hadn't seen his friend. He decided to go check on him. He knocked on Yasser's door, and his mother opened with a tired smile on her face. Sammy asked, "Where's Yasser, Auntie? I haven't seen him in 2 days." She replied, "Yasser is sick, my son. He's been in bed for 2 days. The doctor hasn't come yet." Sammy said, "Can I see him?" She nodded and said, "Of course. Come in." Sammy walked into Yasser's room and found his friend lying in bed, pale but smiling when he saw him. "Why haven't you taken any medicine?" Sammy asked. Yasser answered in a weak voice, "The doctor hasn't come, and we couldn't get the medicine." Sammy looked around the simple home and felt sad. Then he said, "Wait here. I'll be right back." He ran home and found his father waiting for him. "Where have you been, my son?" his father asked. "I was at Yasser's. He's sick and hasn't seen a doctor." "He hasn't taken any medicine," Sammy replied. His father looked at him kindly and said, "A neighbor has a right upon us, my son, as the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us. Then he took Sammy's hand and said, "Let's go. We'll take the doctor and visit Yasser." They went to the nearby clinic and asked the doctor to come with them. The doctor agreed and came right away. They visited Yasser, and the doctor examined him and prescribed the needed medicine. Sammy's father went to the pharmacy and brought back the medicine. Yasser's mother was overjoyed and thanked them. "God bless you. You didn't forget us." Sammy smiled and turned to his friend. "You'll get better now, Yasser, and we'll be walking to school again soon." Yasser smiled weakly and said, "Thanks to you, Sammy. I'll never forget this day." And so, Sammy proved that good friendship and being a kind neighbor are priceless, and that kindness doesn't need wealth, just a good heart. A neighbor beyond price. In an old, quiet neighborhood where life moved slowly and gently, there lived a man named Uncle Saleh. He was in his 70s, was a face marked by time, but a heart that remained young and pure. Uncle Saleh had lived in his house for over 40 years. It was a modest home, yet full of memories. His children's laughter when they were young, the voice of his late wife preparing tea, and long evenings spent reading or chatting with neighbors on the sidewalk. But as life goes on, his children grew up and moved away for work. Uncle Saleh was left alone, surrounded only by the echoes of the past. One day, he sat in the courtyard, gazing at the walls that had witnessed his life, and whispered, "It's time, dear home, for us to part." He decided to sell the house and move to a smaller apartment near his eldest son to spend his remaining years closer to his grandchildren. He posted a simple ad, "House for sale in Zayden neighborhood. Peaceful area, good neighbors, price negotiable." A few days passed, and a well-dressed man in his 40s came by. He was a merchant, sharp-looking, clearly familiar with business. "Peace be upon you, Uncle Saleh, and peace be upon you, son. Come in." The merchant walked through the house, inspected the rooms, the kitchen, opened the windows, took in the scent of the old earth, and glanced at the rooftop. Then he turned and said, "The house is good. I'll buy it for 1,000 pounds. Uncle Saleh smiled and shook his head gently. "1,000 pounds? That's too little, my son. If you knew the neighbor, you'd pay much more." The merchant raised his eyebrows, confused. "The neighbor? What does a neighbor have to do with anything? I'm buying the house, not the people living around it." Uncle Saleh chuckled warmly. "My dear son, the neighbor is the soul of the home, isn't he? When you buy a house, you're not just buying walls. You're buying peace of mind, safety, someone who will knock on your door when you're in need, someone who will check on you when you're gone." He pointed to a small house next door and said, "That's the house of my neighbor, Haj Mustafa, a man in his 60s. I've never seen him angry or unkind. In the winter, he brings me fresh bread every morning without me asking. In the summer, he sends me fruit from his garden, figs, grapes, dates, and says, 'Take this, Uncle Saleh. It's a blessing from God. When I fell ill, he was the first to come. He sat by my side at the hospital, brought my medicine, called my sons, and stayed until I recovered. And every holiday, he knocks on my door and says, "You won't eat alone." Even when I once traveled to visit my sons, he watered my plants, watched over the house, and sent me pictures every week." Uncle Saleh paused, then said, "So do you still think I'm just selling you a house? I'm offering you a life, in the company of a neighbor beyond price." The merchant stood silent, thinking. He hadn't expected such words. Then he looked up, softened, and said, "You are right, Uncle Saleh. Raise the price if you must. I'm buying the house and the company of Hajj Mustafa." Uncle Saleh laughed and shook his hand. "You've made a wise deal, my son. You've gained more than a home. You've gained a treasure." And so, the sale was made not just of a house, but of a story, a bond, and a lesson that would live on.